Hello and welcome. So today's practice is a very short yin sequence, purely hip opening. It's going to be a quiet practice. When you need to change your position, I'll ring a little bell. So perhaps you may want to have a silent practice or put some nice soothing music on. Our first posture will be our classic butterfly posture. You will need props. If you don't have a bolster, please feel free to use any big cushions that you have. So we're really going to open up the hips, and when we open up the hips, it's really nice to focus on our emotions, what's coming to the surface while we're doing this practice. Each posture will be held for approximately 3 minutes. If you feel you want to come out of it earlier, please do so. Bring the soles of your feet together. You can also sit on one of your cushions, which will help you flex a little bit further forward. Take a long, deep inhale. And on the exhale, just bow your head and go into your first flexion of the neck and the spine. And what we're looking for is to just be outside of our comfort zone. So just stay here for a few breaths. And then take another long, deep inhale. And exhale, bow a little bit more. We're looking for that edge where we're just out of our comfort zone. And then we'll take another long, deep inhale and exhale into it. And then we have complete stillness. The 3 magic ingredients of your yin practice will be stillness, time, and awareness. So finding your maximum edge where you're not in pain, there's no pain at all, pain is a no-go area. We're looking for just outside of our comfort zone so we know we're in the posture. And pain does come in different degrees. So the little red flags of warning, electrical, shooting pains, anything burning, all indicate that you need to ease out of your position. You've gone past your final edge. And now we have the stillness and the silence if you're choosing your silent practice. And the bolsters can be anywhere you want them to be. They could be on top of your feet. They could even be underneath your knees if you're finding it too intense. Slowly we'll rise, nice and slowly. Very slowly we rise. Just remove your prop a little bit if you've been using it. pick up the back of your knees and separate your feet. So one foot on the edge and the other foot on the edge. Bring your hands behind you, lean back with fingertips pointing forward. We're just going to do what we call windshield wipers, just internal and external hip rotation. So the wider your feet are apart, the more chance your knees will come down to the earth. Just enjoy that. You're also going to have a little spinal rotation going on here, which is rather nice. And then we'll take our legs nice and long again. And again, props are here if we need them. We're going to take one foot in and drop the knee open. Props can be used to support that knee, or a cushion can be used to support that knee. Props can come underneath your knee, a very tight hamstring. On top of your knee, you don't want to flex too far forward. And then travel down if you want to go a little bit deeper, or no props at all, your choice. So it's 3 minutes. Take a long deep inhale. And exhale, find your first edge. Finding our edges, checking out. Now, if this knee is very uncomfortable when it's bent, you can always throw that leg completely out and forget about it. So just be aware of no pain. Take a long deep inhale and exhale, finding your second edge. One more breath, inhale and exhale, finding your third edge, using any props that you require. Just easing into the posture. If you do have spine issues, it may be that you're going to have your spine a little bit straighter and have that prop on top of your thigh, keeping the spine a little bit more straight rather than flexion of the spine. So just check out how your spine is feeling in these forward bends. Even bring your arms underneath that long leg, the back of the knees is maybe a little bit more accessible. No pulling, no tugging, just simply yielding to your posture. Slowly we rise, nice and slowly, observing different sensations. Bring that knee back in, nice long legs, and back to the windshield wiper. Leaning back, Come back to the windshield method. Getting a nice tug into the hip flexors at the front as well with your windshield wipers. And then we'll just do exactly the same. But do your props in if you need them, exactly the same. On the opposite foot, bringing it in. Take an inhale and exhale. Take your bow. Just make sure you do the opposite one. Using any props that are required, tight hamstrings, perhaps bolster underneath the knee, or maybe arms underneath the knee. Also can come on top of the thigh or on top of the shin. And spine issues, you may want to keep your spine fairly straight and just open up the hips and the hamstrings in this manner with a straighter spine. And just yield to that posture. There's no destination, there's just the journey. Very slowly we'll rise out of our postures, nice and slowly, and return to long legs. So our next posture will be wide legs. So we're going to take our legs nice and wide. Have our props wherever we want them to be. Had enough of neck flexion, you can, if you were fortunate enough to have a bolster, you can just lean on the bolster. This is also good for any spine issues. You don't want to flex the spine too much. Alternatively, you can bring the bolster or your cushions down, pack them up as high as you need to. You can also soften the flexion of the neck by having support. Come down. And you can choose either to have the bolster or not to have the bolster. They're just going to take it away. I'm choosing not to have it today. You can also sit on a cushion, which will tilt your pelvis a little bit further forward and allow you to come a little bit further forward. So we have 3 minutes. Take a long, deep inhale. And exhale, taking you back. You've got lots of different options. You can even have your elbows on the mat and support from here. You can have lots and lots of cushions in front of you. So just have a level of kindness to yourself. In yoga, it's called ahimsa. So just a level of kindness to yourself while you're in these postures. You can bend your knees if your hamstrings are super tight. You probably need to bend your knees. You can always pack up some cushions or something under those knees as well. So just yielding to your posture. Very slowly, find yourself rising. Nice and slowly. Up the knees, I can do a final windshield wiper. And behind, just internal and external, a little bit of spinal rotation. And then because we've had quite a few forward bends, we're going to do a very restorative back bend. We're just going to come into all fours and have your bolster or your cushions at the foot of your mat. And just lay down. Now, it may be too intense to lay it down straight away, so maybe bring your hands underneath your forehead and settle your forehead down. So we're instantly into a back bend. I have my feet together because I want to take this back bend through the entire spine. But if you choose to do a little bit more in the lower part, you can open the legs. And you can either come into Sphinx, which is a little bit more challenging, or you can bring your bolster in, or your cushion, roll it in, and you settle here. It's quite a nice restorative back bend after those forward bends. So with your yin practice, you have now a golden opportunity to really be quite meditative and just relax into this very passive back bend. We're just past halfway, so if you did want to take away your prop and go into your Sphinx, just to give a little bit more intensity to that back bend, but only if you choose to. Completed your 3 minutes. Bring your hand underneath your shoulders. Draw your elbows in and then slowly lift up your chest and then just gently push through the hands. We're rising up through the cobra and we're just walking the knees in nice and slowly, and we'll come into child posture. And from our child posture, we'll just lay down on our back. And if you remember the windshield wipers, we'll do them laying on our back now. So feet wide apart, arms nice and wide. And then we just drop the knees to the right. And then drop the knees to the left. We'll just do that a few more times. Just winding down out of our practice there. You can do this practice every day. And remember, the mantra is always to sit on the floor and try and avoid chairs as much as you can. You're sitting on the floor, this will really open up your hips and it's helping you feel your spine. Okay, we're just going to close off the hips now, leaving the feet wide apart. We'll just drop the knees together. As if we're not knees, we'll just drop the knees together. Bring your arms a little bit closer down if it feels more comfortable. Stay here for as long as you like, or move into your Shavasana and just settle down and enjoy a nice long Shavasana. Thank you for joining me. Please stay as long as you like. Namaste.